Sim racing gloves. Are they a gimmick? Are they used for anything in particular with sim racing? Do they help? Is there any benefits? Is it even worth the money? Today I'm going to go through all the benefits and all the stuff you can use for sim racing gloves if you want to get into it or what you want to know about it. I've used them for nearly 2 years now, and I'm just going to tell you about the benefits, if there's any gimmicks, and what to actually expect, and the person who this would actually suit. So let's get into it. Are gloves necessary or just another sim racing upgrade if people feel pressured to buy? Well, I've been sim racing in rally specifically for pretty much 2 years now, and after the first month I decided to go and get a pair of gloves. Now, at the time I didn't actually go in and get any gloves from a shop or an online store. I started off with a pair of mountain bike gloves, which a lot of guys use, a lot of guys think are pretty good, but there is quite a few things that are wrong with mountain bike gloves that I discovered myself. For one, the way that they actually sit on your hand. Mountain bike gloves tend to have a bit of a looser fit, I'd say, and the way that they sit on your hand is usually a Velcro sort of strap over your wrist. Now, the other thing that's wrong with them too is the stitching is internal, meaning that it actually hinders how your fingers grip the wheel because you have a stitching line, and I know it sounds pretty silly, but over time it actually does get pretty uncomfortable, especially around in between your fingers and around the palm area, whereas if you're using a pretty high force feedback wheel or you're flicking it around very quick, it can get very bunched up very, very quickly. Whereas a dedicated sim racing glove has a nicer, tighter fit. Usually they're a bit more premium material. Along the palm is, if you get a good set, it's not just the normal mountain bike padding stuff, it's actually thin, like a grippy material, but the main part about it is it usually has gel pads. Now, another thing too of the sim racing gloves is its external stitching, which means the folds of the material is external as well. So on the internal of the glove, you have no hard fabric joins, nothing's bunched up or sewed over. It's just a nice, clear and precise fit. So another thing that people often wonder, especially if you're a bit of a newbie, that they might make you quicker. Well, I'm going to go against the grain here. I know guys will say that it does, but technically it doesn't make you faster. But what it does do is make you more consistent. What do I mean by that? Well, the first thing I found with, specifically in rally, as you're gripping the wheel pretty bloody hard, is over a good stretch of your rally stage. Typically, we're racing for anywhere up to 12 kilometers, even longer. And the whole time you're fighting the wheel, twisting, turning, catch and release, grabbing the e-brake, shifting gears. There's a lot going on. Now, the problem with this is you get hand cramps, and obviously forearm cramps as well, but just a bit of a forced just grip really is pretty hard. Whereas if you use a sim racing glove that has dedicated gel pads and a nice fit, I actually found I could grip the wheel a lot less, not even near the amount of force I used to use on my other wheel, on a barehanded or a mountain bike glove. So over time, it's a consistency thing more than it is makes you quicker. So you'll be more consistent over time because obviously you have more feel in your hands. You don't get dead hands, no pump, all that stuff that goes along with it. It's just a more relaxed fit where you can really just relax into the wheel as much as you can in rally. Let's be honest, it's pretty intense. That's why I love it. But yeah, won't make you faster, but you'll be hell of a lot more consistent. Grip and sweat. So this one is probably pretty obvious, but sim racing, due to the intense nature of it, although guys would probably argue that you're just sitting in your room playing a bloody imaginary car. Those guys probably haven't really played it, as you guys would know. It's a wild ride, man. Especially in VR, or it's freaking wild. So you get quite the sweat up. Now the problem with our gloves, if you use a wheel that isn't Alcantara or say it's a hard plastic material, you're gonna get sweaty hands. Obviously, this is going to lead to less grip and obviously a tighter grip. So really, it's a hindrance at the end of the day. And as funny as it might sound, if you grab a wheel with a really bad grip and your thumb slips on the inside sort of thing, these things can actually break your thumb with enough force feedback. I know it might sound stupid and just dumb, but it's a known fact that it actually has broken people's thumbs. So, if you can counteract the whole grip and sweat type of deal, that's probably one of the biggest selling points for me, to be honest. Comfort and blisters. Long sessions can cause friction and hot spots on your palms. Believe it or not, it feels like you've got a freaking oven mitt and getting out a cherry pie. It's pretty wild. Gloves reduce the rubbing and fatigue, which helps during extended rally runs or even championship runs if you're doing proper services, stuff like proper intervals. Now, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't eliminate the blisters and stuff completely. I know it's pretty funny to think about you're gonna get blisters and stuff from a wheel, but you know, if you run a semi-decent force feedback level and you're doing quite a lot of catch and releases, and you'll find that a lot of the times you're actually grabbing the wheel on the edge of where your fingertips would be. So it's sort of skin that doesn't really get abused too hard. So it's yeah, it actually can cause some pretty hectic blisters, believe it or not. I've had some weird blisters at some odd spots, and I even think to myself like, how the bloody hell to do that? And yeah, that's why. Wheel wear. If you have an Alcantara wheel or suede rim, bare hands wear them out super quick. Crazy quick. This is what I found out. My first wheel was an Alcantara Thrustmaster wheel, and the first week I had it, I noticed that the actual sweat from my hands was impacting just the Alcantara. So I was like, whoa, this ain't good, because obviously an Alcantara wheel, if you do spend money on one, they're pretty pricey, so you don't want to damage it. So what it does really is protect the wheel, the Alcantara, and if it's suede as well, it's going to keep it a lot longer and a lot prettier. And let's be honest, sim racing gear, you know, I guess there's a bit of a wank factor involved, I'll be honest with you. If you care about that stuff, I don't really care, I just have fun with it anyway. But some guys take pride in everything looking absolutely Mickey Mouse. Yeah, so anti-sweat is probably your friend with this sort of stuff. When they're overkill, well, let's just break it down. If you play casually, by that I mean very short sessions, you're not in the rig for a very long time, they're probably not necessary, okay? Not every sim racer needs gear to make anything even more consistent if you're not in it long enough, let's be real. If you're a guy who jumps on, you might just have a quick 20-minute session, you know, if you're a dad like me, you know, or whoever, you don't have much time, you probably wouldn't need it, because like I was saying before, it's not going to make it any quicker than you already are. It's just going to help with consistency and over time, and obviously a relaxed grip, and a more positive and more firm grip too when you do try and throw the wheel and catch it. There's been a lot of times when I didn't use gloves, I had to go of catch and release, and it would actually slip my hand placement on the wheel, which was crap. So if you're just a casual sort of dude who isn't really, I don't know, on it every day, having like a minimum of say 45 to an hour session, probably wouldn't get it, but they look pretty cool. So what is my final verdict on sim racing gloves, if you need them or if they're a gimmick? Well, personally, I've been with a company now since I started. I'm partnered with them. If you want, you can use a code. I'm not even trying to push that at all, just being completely honest. But they really did help me. I was using gloves before I even got with these guys, and 100% do recommend them if you're pretty into the sim racing stuff, especially if you do a very long session. But for rally in particular, I think they're, I wouldn't say essential, but man, they go a long way. Consider EA Games EA Sports WC, if anyone still plays that, the Mexico stages. You'll understand what sweat, commitment, and arm pump is. Brutal. Sim racing gloves really help me with that sort of stuff in particular. Even Dirt Rally 2.0, how I play some that Newhouse bridge. But by the end of that, man, I'm literally sweating in my freaking normal without gloves. You know, the wheels getting a bit loose, a bit slippery. So you know, why not help you? But yeah, if you're not really treating it very serious, or you're just mucking around at the end of the day for a bit of a kid here and there, probably wouldn't make the I wouldn't make it. But what I was going to show you guys, just so I can go into a bit more detail, if the camera even shows it, is the palm here, as you'll see, does have these little grip pads, right? Where is it? So all those little S's, I can see I've worn it out now, but those little S's, little grip pads, as well as this whole material here, is a very nice, just nice grip on the wheel. It's obviously a lot more beasty than what's on top. Now on the side here, you'll see that there's external stitching, right? This is all more comfort factor, as well as between the top and the bottom layer is a thinner material which allows your fingers to breathe basically, and just the motion from your fingers being out like that, usually, you know, not like that, obviously it's a bit accentuated, but in and out like this, you get a bit of wind in between there, and it does help to cool it down. But you could argue, I guess, by using your hands with no gloves, it'd have the same effect. But obviously, the material there stopping the sweat in the first place, you've already counteracted that. So, you know, hit and miss. Another thing too, like these gloves here, again, not a sales pitch, just letting you know. But if you do buy a pair of premium gloves, I've had these for honestly over a year and a half now, and I use them. I don't even know, probably 6 days a week, if I'm honest, with all the rally content. And even before, you guys might have just been the new influx of people on my page. I've been at this a fair long time, man, and I used to put a lot of effort back in the time trial stuff back in the day. So, you know, it gets pretty intense. But beating on a doesn't even need, you don't even need these ones. These are sud speed. You don't need them. I'm not promoting. I'm just telling you, any premium level of glove, it really does benefit to pay a bit more. They are pricey, but they're going to last you a long time down the track. My mountain bike gloves I had, as I mentioned before, I had a big dirty hole ripped right in here, as well as down the side of my thumb, and was it my pointer finger as well? That ripped, and I think it was one of these fingers here as well, had a hole in it as well. And that was for both hands as well, which is pretty crazy. When I first got into the sim racing thing, I didn't think that was even going to be like ripping gloves on a pretend wheel in your freaking room. Like, come on, mate. Okay. Turns out it's actually a thing. So yeah, if it was me, I know I didn't do it with my gear. I bought, you know, stuff I've had to upgrade over time here and there. But for gloves, I'm glad that I was lucky enough to go with a premium brand, and stood the test of time. So I would absolutely 100% rate it. If you want sud speed, I'd have a discount link down below. It's up to you, whatever. It's all good. But yeah, that's my take on it. So the final verdict is, if you're Joe Blow down the street, have a bit of a go every now and then, I wouldn't waste your money on it, honestly. They're pretty expensive. If you're a guy who wants to just improve times over a length of time like that and be more consistent, a bit more smooth, especially protect your wheel, 100%. I'd buy at least one pair of gloves anyway. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video, man. Bit of a different topic. Just trying to help guys who are new to sim racing, and even some veterans as well. If the veterans would know this, they probably get the same comments as me. Like, oh, look at this guy. He's wearing gloves and a freaking on his pretend car. Oh my god. Like, you know, we've heard it all before, and you know, once you actually do it and you're playing it and if you're using the gloves, you understand, like, ah, shit. Damn, should have got these ages ago. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Hope you have a good day, good night, or a good afternoon, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.